Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh, not Abba. It's Yahweh, and His only begotten Son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua, it's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rekah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and the bishops, and that is a great millstone who rule well, who teach well. Well, the apostles and that is of all Israel, ready accepted or not. And the sincere salutation to all the acting pushing the truth and believing the truth throughout the four winds of the earth. Then tell you world waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Arwath who are listening learning. If you sisters are listening learning. I'm Isaiah from Jeremiah Solano Camp coming into another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. Another day of edification, Lord willing to be edified. So I titled this lesson, They Are Really Worried About Russia, and they should be. I was watching the news this morning, and the talks of Russia is heavy in the news, man, about the missiles. So they are really worried about Russia, and they should be, thus saith the Lord. So I got this this little map of these nations that's going to join Russia in the destruction of Babylon the Great. So I just was looking at the news this morning, so I just thought about these precepts and this map. They are really worried about Russia, and they should be, man, because the BRICS nations, that's the lowest armory, man. When you read in Jeremiah 50, matter of fact, let me read that real quick. In Jeremiah 50 and 25, it reads this: The Lord hath opened his armory and has brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of the Lord of the Lord power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. So when we look at the BRICS nations, this is the Lord's armory, man. The Lord is using, and as tell you in Ecclesiastes, let me get this. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, it reads, The thing that have been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It have been already of old time, which was before us. Ecclesiastes 3 and 15, it reads, That which have been is now, and that which is to be have already been, and power requireth that which is past. So when you read about the ancient Babylonian Empire, it was taken down by the Medes and the Persians, right? The Medo and Persian Empire. Well, the same prophecy is going to play out again with North America, Babylon the Great, because this is Babylon the Great. And Russia, the Medes and the Persians, is going to destroy North America, Babylon the Great again. Okay? This time with much more allies. Because in the ancient Babylonian Empire, it was the Medes and the Persians. Well, this is North America, Babylon the Great. This is Babylon 2.0. So this is going to be taken down with the same Medes and Persians again, but with allies. So this is Ezekiel 38 and 1. It reads, And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And say, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, because they Edomites too today, okay? The land of the Medes, the Russians occupying that land now. So the Lord is against them too. They Edomites as well. It say, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. What that mean? Well, the old Soviet Union, and that's why Putin is fighting tooth and nail to acquire Ukraine, man, because the Ukraine was a part of the old Soviet Union, just like Taiwan was a part of China, man. And that's why them China fighting Taiwan for Taiwan to snatch that back up, and Russia fighting to snatch up Ukraine, man. So it say Ezekiel 38:4, and I will turn thee back, meaning to that old Soviet Union, Cold War state, that Cold War mentality, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So it's a Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmet, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thine company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Russia ain't selling other countries S3 400s for nothing, man. So it say again, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togam of the north quarter, and all his bands, and many people with thee. So you see right here, it say Russia is Magog, Iran is Persia is Iran, which we know, former Soviet Union states, Meshach and Tubal. It say Eastern Europe is Gomer, Turkey is Togarmah, Sudan is Cush, Libya is Put. All these nations, these nations, Russia is going to be a guard to these nations, man. Right? So let's get this. In Jeremiah 50, in 9 it reads, for lo, I will raise and call to come up against Babylon, an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken, their arrows, their missiles shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. And Chaldea shall be a spoil, all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord Yahweh. Now this is Jeremiah 51:27. It reads, set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her, call together against her the kingdoms of Ararat, which is Ararat is Turkey, many in Ashkenaz, appoint a captain against her, cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillar. What's a caterpillar do? It eats up the crops, man. It destroys. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. Okay? And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of Yahweh shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without any inhabitant. And this didn't happen in ancient Babylon, man. So this ain't talking about ancient Iraq, man. This talking about Babylon the Great 2.0. This is Isaiah. Oh, it said, let me read this again. Jeremiah 51. Because it said, let's read it again. Jeremiah 51:28. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, man. And this is what you see on the screen. And this is just a few. Because you got the BRICS nations, right? You got China, Brazil, and now you got Saudi Arabia want to join BRICS nations and Iran, which Iran is going to be with Russia anyway. Because this is the prophecy of the Medes and the Persians taking down Babylon again, man. It's nothing new. But now It ain't just the Medes and the Persians, man. It's a great company with them. So this is Isaiah 13 and 19. Hey, and it's crazy, man, because I had done, I mean, it's the same news. I was watching different world news this morning, and everybody talking about what Russia doing with Ukraine, man. How Putin brought these missiles in, man, and destroyed the power grid in Ukraine, in the capital. It say Isaiah 13 and 19, Isaiah 13 and 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they should not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, Babylon the great North America, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. With what? Missiles, man. I mean, with fire. This time, the fire is going to come from those missiles. Okay? As when the Lord overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Hey, and the Lord said in Jude, and look what's going on in Babylon the Great, man. Just like what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah, man. So this is Jude 1 and 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them, the other three cities, in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Okay? Likewise, also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak even of dignities, man. Same thing going on here in Babylon the Great, man, all over again. This is Bayan Yahshala, 2 Peter 2 and 6. It reads, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. So what's going to happen in North America, man? Same thing that happened to Sodom and Gomorrah and the other three cities, man. Why? Because of the Transformers and the Decepticons equal to act rights. Amongst all the other wickedness, man. The Lord left that to be an example, man. And these devils doing the same thing all over again, man. So y'all was just watching the news this morning, and I saw these devils is really complaining and crying, and they asking these whoever these guys is, you got these I know the one guy which he's not he was a former of the Department of Defense. This guy named Michael Maloof. He used to be on RT a lot. The guy Rick Sanchez, they have him on RT a lot. And he's always be talking about Russia, man. So they asking these so-called whoever they these guys that's supposed to be in the know, and they on TV talking about, hey, they worried about Russia, man. Hey, because the Lord got the spirit on Russia, man, on Putin. This is Obadiah 1. All the rape, rob, and murder, and pillaging and plundering that North America done did around the earth, man. Hey, and I ain't said it in a minute. North America has been a bully for the longest, man. Since these devils came into power, man, they have been the bully over the whole planet, setting up garrisons everywhere, taking all the resources and the minerals, man. And if you're a bully at school, you've been bullying for years, right? You've been bullying for years, man. Guess what's going to happen? Because there's always somebody on the planet, there's always somebody on the planet that can whoop the next person, man. Hey, we was just watching this guy what's this fight with Israel. What's his name? Israel Asanya, whatever his name is, right? Judah against Northern Kingdom against Southern Kingdom. And Northern Kingdom came in there and whooped that ass, man. Okay? It was about a month or so ago. We watched the fight after the Saturday camp. We was watching the fight. But Israel and his northern kingdom got. Northern kingdom came in there and spanked their butt, man. There's always somebody to whoop somebody, man. North America has been a bully on the earth since they've been in power, man. And eventually, a bully get beat up, man. Yeah, con. Eventually, the bully get whooped, man. You ain't gonna be the bully forever, man. So none of these other nations is tired of North America being a bully, putting sanctions on them, taking resources, and whatever they say, that's what goes. Whatever North America say through its draconian measures, that's what goes, man. Hey, and the people tired of this, man. Everybody tired of the so-called white man. You know, you got the Russians and Turkey. They all Edomites, but the world is tired of the North American Edomites, man. The world is tired of these Edomites over here, man. Through their policies and their legislations and their democracy and their philosophy and their draconian measures, their religions. The world is sick of this place, man. The land that once used to be called land of the free and home of the brave, right? The land of milk and honey, right? The world is tired of these people over here, man. Them that's in rulership. And these devils, these elites, control the world from North America. Not one of them stay here, man. Obadiah 1 and 7 reads, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So here it is. The Lord already got this played out, set up from the beginning, that they was going to fall by their enemies, by their allies, man. North America is going to fall by its allies, which is its enemies. Okay? It said they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, man. Because they got to play ball. Oh, what the Lord say? Let's read it. Revelation 17 and 16. In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, which is the EU nations. These shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree. So this goes back to Obadiah 1 and 7, man. They that eat thy bread lay a wound under thee. Okay, it say for power have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree. So they just been playing ball until further notice, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until when, Lord, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. When the elect get sealed, it's over, man. And as Apostle always say, hey, once the MOTB be made mandatory, it's gonna move quick, man. Because these devils, when they make the MOTB mandatory, that means everybody is all in cahoots with the digital system, the new digital system, man. And things gonna speed up. It say, until the words of the Lord shall be fulfilled, man. Which is what? The prophecy is going out throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Once all the elect is reactivated, it's a wrap, man. And the Lord got these nations being humble, but at the same time, you see it's a back and forth. Because now Saudi Arabia was like, they with China and doing $1 billion deals. Saudi Arabia doing deals with China and Russia, man. What's up with that? And Europe, it's I did a lesson the other week ago, but maybe about 3-4 weeks ago, a month now, maybe. That 15-20% of the gas that's going to Europe coming from Russia, man. And what was the Brexit all about? Great Britain, the EU separated from Babylon, man. So these prophecies is really playing out in full time, man. Real time. They're playing out. So we close, man. We are close. And these devils, I found this on Google. See it? Gog and Magog war. Ezekiel 38 and 39. Because these devils know, man. And this all lined up perfectly, man. So the Lord, the master chess player, man. Things are playing out. This is the Lord, man. So I was watching this morning. They kept mentioning over and over, man. over and over about what China gonna do. I mean, what Russia gonna do, and what's gonna happen with these. I forgot what they call these guys. These are what are they, analogists? These analogist guys that they be used looking to tell you what's gonna be the back and forth, what's going on, and what it's looking like. And all they kept saying was, "Yeah, it ain't looking good, man. It ain't looking good." Well, this is prophecy of the Lord, man. Let me close with this. In Isaiah 42 and 13, it reads, "The Lord, Yahweh Shemawashah, shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yell, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies." So now you got this house. Matter of fact, let me get a couple more precepts here. This is Mark 3 and 23 reads, "And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, How can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself," and North America is divided. That's why I said that the beast that he saw had two horns like a lamb and spake as a dragon, which is what? The plebeians and the patricians, the Democrats and the Republicans. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, Democrats and Republicans, that's the same house, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end. This is Luke. We're in some beautiful times, man. Luke 11 and 17 it reads, "But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth." Okay? This is Isaiah 19 and 2. "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." And this is where we at, man. We're watching the separation of North America, Babylon the Great, and their allies, man. Why? Because the Lord came to bring division, man. Luke 12 and 51 it reads, "Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division." The Lord is about division. So, yeah, man. Um, I was thinking about another precept I wanted to get. Oh, in Ecclesiasticus 21, I think it is. It reads, Ecclesiastes 21 and 27. "When the ungodly curseth Satan, he curseth his own soul." Because these is fools, man. The same house divided, man. They're supposed to be together. EU, NATO, Babylon the Great, the beast system. Well, now we starting to see that everybody hate the whore, man. They hate the whore because she's a whore, man. So Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rekak, Wadash, double honors to the apostles and elder bishop, that is a great millstone, rule well, teach well. Who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, already concepted or not, in the sense of salutation to all the argument, pushing the truth and believing the truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world working on the hope for the elect. Shalom to the wealth of our listening and learning. If your sisters for listening and learning. Always edifying. Till next time, I say shalom. Wah, the wah for tuning in. May you have Shema shall continue bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Because we getting close, man. Shalom.